What's up, everybody? It is Wednesday, October the 26th, and it's time for The Wire, baby. There's a lot going on in the football world, and we're going to talk about it. Don't go anywhere. The Wire starts right now.
I'm going in, it's first and 10. I'm a legend boy, a champion. They can't match the flows, the X's and O's. I'm breaking the code, devastation about to unfold. They calling me Derek by the way y'all roll. Bet you never ever seen a pro this cold. I float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. I mix with I am Mike and the great Ali. I'ma run it back, believe me, baby. I fathered the game, call me Daddy Brady. I'm like that, try be like this. Sammy Sosa, that boy don't miss. It's the return of the greatest. Any way you name it, I'm everybody's favorite. I'm bringing the pain and bringing the fire. Hey, stay tuned, it's going down to the wire.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another week. How's everybody doing?
Good. I'd never get over how good that intro is.
Yeah,
it's fire, man.
It's absolute fire. Well, good, man. I'm glad. I heard. I don't want to drop this on the air. I heard a potential new something is coming for The Wire down the line, but I guess we'll just dangle that carrot a little and then jump on into football. So if you've been not watching this season, shame on yourself. You can find all this stuff on YouTube or anywhere the audio podcasts are found. But the way we're handling the football season, we're starting things off with our college heroes of the week. This could be a team, this could be a coach, this could be an individual player, just to cover the NCAA. So whoever wants to jump on in first, have at it.
I'll go first. Sure, I was waiting. You know me. I gotta stick to the guns. I am excited. Congratulations, Ohio State. You are my team and heroes of the week. Yet again, you prove time and time again you will be second place for the remainder of the season. I think they won't really play anyone until Michigan, which is their last game, if I recall. I could be wrong. Just going off the top of my head. So good job, Ohio State. Keep winning until the end. That's what I love to see.
Yeah, Michigan's last. That state up north. and they're number 4 right now. But yeah, they're both they're the only two competition in the Big Ten. Somebody tried to scare me and show me the score when they were briefly up at the beginning of the game, and I was like, to Iowa? This is where we lose it?
Nah, not Iowa. Maybe Iowa 10 years ago.
Yeah. All right, who wants it next?
I'm gonna go with my hero or heroes for this week is kind of an Avengers kind of deal because I'm going with the Clemson defense shutting out Syracuse in the second half of that game after they were down at halftime 21-10. They must have had Bobby Boucher come in at halftime, and the Clemson Tigers went on to win the rest of that game against Syracuse, and they would have been a top team that went down. Now they're looking like they have a shot to, compete for that 4th spot in the college football playoff. Clemson staying relevant,
Hey, man, that was that Remember the Titans stuff. Not another yard. Not another yard.
Right? We did it all night. Make sure that they remember forever the night they played the Titans.
I'm hyped. Let's go play. Wrong side. Go ahead, Trey.
I was searching for one. I got Michael Penix Jr. for Washington, the quarterback. 70.6% completion rating. 3 for 374 to win against Cal. He's out here launching things. I would say he should be front runner for Heisman the way he's throwing the ball right now.
Absolutely. Richie took mine. I was going to say Ohio State, but no, I want to actually shout out Will Howard. He is the backup quarterback for the Kansas State Wildcats, forced into a situation where their star quarterback that led them to rank 17 went down, and so he played the majority of that game. Not bad for a showing there. 13 for 20, 225 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Interception is not great. However, if they would have pulled that off, that would have done some great things for them in the postseason. So Sucks they lost to the Horned Frogs, but shouts out to Will Howard getting your shot and coming out swinging.
Hey man, don't mention his name again, please.
I won't say it anymore.
This young man deserves his career.
He does. That's just the one-off for Will Howard.
Okay.
And I'll get bonus points because married into a K-State family. So let's move on over to the NFL. We're going to give it the full rundown of pass, play, or one shot. And what a week we've got to talk about here. So not as many games now that we're into the bye weeks. It makes it easier to get through them all. But we've got the Saints and the Cardinals. Cardinals took this one away 42-34 in some cruel fantasy misjustice. But do you guys want to pass this, play it, or one shot it?
I'm good with one shot.
I'm good with a one shot.
Let's do it.
All right. Whoever wants to get us kicked off.
I'm just going to say what Kyler Murray said. Calm the F down. His coach is trying to call plays last second too often. It's been a nightmare offensively for them this season because he's trying to, he's like waiting, see what the defense is doing, and then they have to rush. So I think he kind of got sick of it. I'm not the biggest Kyler Murray fan, but, he came out to play. It was a pretty explosive game. And calm the F down, man. You got to start calling some plays. Stop doing this stuff, like getting cute. 20 seconds left on the clock, and then he's calling the play. Crazy.
I'll say welcome back, DeAndre Hopkins. 10 catches for $103. Good to see him out there. He's a key piece that the defense has to focus on. He's going to get his numbers. But I thought it was a welcome sight to see Kyler Murray get, emotional, honestly.
Yeah, for
He's
sure.
always cool, and I guess you want your quarterback to be cool, but it's nice to see him that he can take control and stand up on his own 2 feet and assert himself as a leader and even take over the coach and be like, yo, calm the fuck down.
Yeah.
It was nice to see. And I'm glad
it's just ironic the way he said it, though, Because he's like, calm the F down. He's like screaming at him. It was hilarious.
and even that looked calm at the same time.
No, it was. You could tell he was calm while he was cursing him out.
While
it was so
he was
funny.
loud. But I thought it was nice to see. I actually like him a little bit more now.
Sure.
That I saw him do that just because, they were shitting on him all preseason because of the whole thing with his contract, but clearly he's a professional athlete. He works out, he studies, and he can play football. So I thought it was nice to see.
Yeah, I'm going to piggyback off what Trey said with DeAndre Hopkins stepping in and, reminding the league a little bit like who he was. I think we kind of forgot about him. I definitely did. I saw him out there. I'm like, yo, this dude he's a different kind of guy. So it was good seeing him out there. And the Saints are who we thought they were, right?
Did we let him off the hook?
No.
I don't think
leave him on the hook. Got it. Kyler Murray getting emotional on the sideline reminds me of a young man in a blue and white football uniform walking up and down the side of Harmon Field, hyping everybody up. I was like, dang.
I used to be on that.
Sahe makes me want to play. He just headbutted that guy without a helmet.
I had passion for the game for sure. It got me in trouble too.
All right, so next up we've got the Ravens and the Browns classic matchup. Ravens came away 23-20. You guys want to pass, play, or one shot that?
I'm down with one shot and they're passing it.
Yeah, we got at least one shot.
Absolutely. Whoever wants to hit it first.
We can go a shot. It was a rivalry game. The Browns and Ravens always play each other pretty close. I'm glad Lamar got to pull this one out. I still think I want to like Jacoby Brissett a lot. I really do, but I feel like there's something that he just can't figure out how to win games. So I don't know if he's got bad luck or what it is, but I don't know. When Deshaun gets back, they're going to be a different football team.
I'm going to say this. God, they got to find a kicker, man. That's twice they got screwed. Twice. This game should have went to overtime. I don't think they still win, but to lose another one on a missed kick, that's got to hurt.
I was looking at a pineapple there for a second.
Yeah, which one is the real Richie and who's Corey?
It's the real. Hey, wait a minute! It's Halloween coming up. We're about to take our Halloween break, and I'm a little bit freaked out, to be honest. We had 2 Richies and a pineapple.
There was 2 Richies. Can you see me now?
I can see.
Are we good? Okay.
What a beard, though.
We can absolutely remove the old Richie. We don't need the pineapple Richie anymore.
Can we get that beard back though?
Yeah. Just tell my wife to let me grow it for 6 months, and we'll have it.
So. Hey, let's have her on the conference call.
You'll vouch for me?
I will.
Yeah,
it was nice.
The beard was a good look.
It was. She just doesn't like it, man. I wish she did, because I could grow it.
You got that ZZ top going.
It was going, man. It was going.
Richie's also had a lot of awesome different looks throughout the. You go back and look at H2G podcast on YouTube. Shameless plug, but you'll see all kinds of really awesome looks from Richie on there. Always jealous of your hair, my friend. I
was having technical difficulties. We were talking about the Ravens.
Yeah. Yes. Yep. Ravens and Browns one shot.
I apologize as you saw the pineapple situation. So I was trying to get everything caught up. I mean, I'm not. All I'll say is this: Sahe mentioned this before. Nick Chubb is only getting about 16 carries a game. It's been that way since last year and this year. They're not adapting. Nick Chubb is a monster. He's pretty much a cheat code. He's always going to get you 5 yards. You got to start using him more. It's frustrating if you're a Cleveland fan, just because these are all winnable games. And when you look at they're not using their run, they're actually trying to have Jacoby beat everybody, and it just doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't make any sense. So disappointing from Cleveland. Baltimore squeak going by, and even though I trust Baltimore the most out of the AFC North, they're looking kind of sus. All the AFC North looking kind of sus. So.
Oh, wait till Thursday, Richie. They're gonna look like the best team in the league. I bet you that.
Look what this
my God.
This couldn't
my
be
guy.
better. Are you looking at the same page I am, Sahe? Because our next game is Carolina went out and played the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Panthers took this one away 21-3. I got a feeling that we've got. Oh, did I skip anybody? No,
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I was last because of the pineapple.
Yeah, that's right. The haunted pineapple. That's going to be. This is creepier than The Conjuring.
Spooky.
Ookie spooky. So, Panthers, Buccaneers, 21-3. What is going on? I'm sure are we playing this? Are we passing it? I guess
we got at least one shot / play, but it's up to Sahe.
We're all dying to hear from you.
Y'all can one shot it, but
you're going first.
Yeah, you're going first.
I'll just say this, right? I've been saying this for the last few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm low key wrong on that. It's not all Tom Brady's fault, right? Tom Brady is who he is. He's the GOAT. He's probably stayed a little bit too long, but you look at it, it's just what's the problem here? We lost our offensive line. Bruce Arians isn't there to fire up anybody. You look at Todd Bowles on the sideline. He just looks absolutely lost. He's just out there looking like a fan. He's just oh dang, that happened. He has no control over anything that's going on. The team's undisciplined. They don't tackle. All right. You can't scheme guys open, can't run the ball. It looks real bad in Tampa. We lost to the 2 worst teams in the league. I saw a video earlier, did Carolina just lose themselves the number 1 pick? They were on track to get the number 1 pick. They're in that conversation. And the team that had Super Bowl or bust hope just got their doors blew, couldn't score. I think they scored 3 points in the fourth quarter. And that's midway through the fourth quarter. Offense is unbalanced. Play calling is what are we doing? What are we doing? We run the ball and we get 1 yard on every, you know what I'm saying, every snap. And you get third and long. Tom Brady's got to get the ball out of there quick. He's not optimal unless it's 3rd and 4 and short. You know, you start getting 3rd, 6, 3rd and 7. It's gonna be a long season for him. So they got to get more creative on 1st and 2nd down, is what I see. Because there's nothing to talk about with the Panthers. They just traded Christian McCaffrey. They let go one of their other receivers. They're on a freaking interim head coach. How do you lose to a team like that? That team is supposed to be ill prepared, and you come out with all this talent and you look less prepared than the team that's going through all the shit. Like, what's going on? All right. So it's just ridiculous. And I'm sorry I went on this rant, but at the end of the day, you still talking about the first place Buccaneers. So put some respect on our names. All right. We still good out here.
You know who's coming up the rim now. You know who's coming down.
Hey, y'all doing all right. We still got the tiebreaker if our records are the same. So I think we play y'all the last game of the season. That might be for the division. Yeah, that's going to be for the division.
It'll be who goes 8-9. That's what that'll be for.
Yeah, we'll both be 8-8 going into that game. Because honestly, I don't see the Bucks winning a whole lot of games coming up. We got the Ravens, the Rams. We got the Bengals. Just the next 3 games. I think we still got to play the Bills.
Come on, don't talk about the Bengals, but the Bengals. We just played the Bengals. We took the L against them, but they look unbeatable right now. The Bengals. They look real nice. They got Higgins back. They got Higgins back, and they're balling out.
What I'll say about this game was I was surprised. You know, and Sahe tried to warn me. I was sitting here saying, "Hey, that Bucks defense besides Denver, you know, strong." And what was the guy's name? Devonta Foreman, I think. Foreman ran for like 120 on 15 carries. I was like, what the hell? I've never heard of this guy. You know what I mean? Like, Christian McCaffrey goes away, this scrub comes in. I'm gonna call him a scrub. It is what it is.
Like a 4.6 in the 40.
Yeah. Like, you know, nobody. That's not the name I would expect to hear run for $120 on the Bucks. So that it was just embarrassing. I mean, there's not much else to talk about. I'm not going to say anything about Carolina. Like I said last week, their defense is incredible. You know, this Christian McCaffrey trade works out pretty well for them. It's going to give them opportunities to try to find some pieces offensively. I'm not going to make any stock into this kid doing well against the Bucks. This was just, honestly, they missed Bruce Arians. Like this is bad coaching. For the talent on this roster, this is worse than Ohio State. I love to shit talk Ohio State. Now I'm going on a rant. This is the worst coaching job I've seen. You have the GOAT at quarterback, and it's not like he's looking garbage. I think he's like doing fine. Same thing with Lenny Fournette. How are you gonna call? It's not Lenny's fault when it's like, all right, like he obviously going up the gut on second down. Like this is the most anemic play calling I've ever seen. Leonard Fournette doesn't have any opportunities. They're overusing Tom Brady. They're not running the damn ball. Like Mike Evans, it was just a curse. He like literally drops a home run. It was the easiest touchdown of his life. And the moment he dropped that, I was like, yo, they losing. Like to me, that was just indicative of that game. This dude was like 15 yards open. And it's like he was sitting there thinking about like, all right, this is the easiest touchdown of my life. I'm going to get a pina colada. I'm going to go chill with my girl. And then he just dropped it. You know,
remind me of that Odell Beckham touchdown catch in that playoff game when he came back from Miami, when he just dropped that wide open first play.
Yeah, and that's what it felt like when I saw that happen. And to me, Evans is a really underrated wide receiver, honestly. Yeah. But to see him do that, I was just like, oh, this isn't going to be a good game. And it wasn't a good game. This was painful to watch. Yeah.
Sick. First place.
First place.
Yeah, I'm just gonna piggyback off what the guy said. No Tom Brady slander, but Tom Brady is not throwing the ball very well. He's got 1 touchdown in 2 games.
Yeah,
that's pretty bad for Tom Brady. I think he's got the lowest touchdowns in the first 6 games of the season in his career. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know what's going on. I think. Like you guys are saying, I don't know. I think Bruce Arians needs to come back down off his office job and come back down because it looks like Byron Leftwich and Tom Brady aren't making a game plan that's working for them. And what the problem was before was Bruce Arians would tell them that he would X out a lot of stuff for them and create a different game plan. Todd Bowles is supposed to be a defensive mastermind. This defense, everyone says this defense looks great. This defense hasn't been really that good since the Super Bowl, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
They're living off the legend of the Super Bowl, and they were great then. But these players, they're not tackling. They can't defend the pass. Like the run, they got Foreman had a 60-yarder and then ran it back for a touchdown with a 17-yarder, and it could have went. And we still be trying to catch him if
sure.
we still be trying to catch him on the 17-yarder if he didn't hit the end zone. But it's just there's lapses in defense. It looks like it's lack of discipline, honestly. And they need to fix this.
Yeah, your point on Bruce Arians. The thing about Bruce Arians, he's going to tell you your shit stinks. All right, he's going to be like, "Yo, you were playing bad. You need to pick it up." And Todd Bowles is just like, "Well, it's not that bad. We just got to get better and do the things that we know that we can do." And you know what I'm saying? That's not going to work.
The Bucks game getting everybody fired up. Another game, this gets me fired up because this game single-handedly delivered me the fantasy karma that I guess was coming my way. We have the Bengals and the Falcons. Bengals came away 35-17. Huge day for both Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. You guys want a pass play or one shot? I don't think pass is even in the line.
I mean, we can one shot it.
One shot it. I think it was pretty evident, and it was against my Falcons. I'm gonna be honest. I like how my Falcons are playing. I feel like we're leaning into what we are. We're a running team that plays bend but don't break defense. The Bengals got T. Higgins back, and you're not gonna stop them when they have three options at wideout with Joe Burrow throwing the ball. To be honest with you, if we're gonna go back to Ohio State, I don't know Ohio State was thinking taking Justin Fields over
Joe Burrow.
Over Joe Burrow. I mean, right now it looks ridiculous. I'm watching Justin Fields right now, and it's not even close. You give Joe Burrow the opportunity to air the ball out, and that's just what he's going to do. You give him the offensive line looks like they're starting to gel. The defense is playing well. They look like what we thought they were going to be at the beginning of the season, especially with Boyd, Higgins, and Jamar Chase. He had, was it 3 receivers that got 100 yards?
Higgins was just short. I think he had like 87, but it was close. It was close.
Honestly, 481. That's his I think that's his 4th or 5th 400 yard game.
And he also, it was technically 500 total because he ran for 20. He's the only player in the league that's had 4 500-yard games.
Or something like that. I mean, he is going to break some numbers. If we can stay healthy, I'll put that caveat there because he does hold the ball for a long time so he can get those home run plays. But if he can stay on his feet and stay healthy, he's going to throw for more yards than Patrick Mahomes. And they're all hailing Patrick Mahomes as the greatest thing since sliced bread right now. But this kid throws the ball more and further. He has more big play ability, and he doesn't have Tyreek Hill. So I don't know. It's not looking good for the AFC because no one's talking about Cincinnati for the first 6 games, but Cincinnati is looking like a real threat now if they can keep this up.
All right, who wants to go next?
Yeah, I'm gonna say this for my little one shot. I want to see Desmond Ridder, man. Let's see what Desmond had. Yeah.
It's win now.
I mean, here's my thing. Tampa struggling, your running team, like you talked about, throw the kid in. Throw the kid in. What's it going to hurt? From my perspective, here's what I'll say. They finally game planned Tyler Boyd in the game. For this whole season, he hasn't really had many opportunities. This was a big game for him, and it was huge, and I think that really helped. I'll say this about Cincinnati. Their defense is a bend, don't break as well, quite frankly. If you look at their sacks and receptions, there's nothing crazy. They're doing good on a turnover margin. Offensively, obviously, they went well. I'm not going to discuss this. What I will say is Joe Burrow has like stints where he throws a lot of interceptions. but it's usually in one game. And that's what happened early season. We were talking about how they're playing so bad. He's had one interception in the last sorry, my daughter's shirt's really cute. We had one interception. He's had one interception in the last 4 games to 16 touchdowns, I believe. So he's starting to ball out. Obviously, we know his plus side. My concern as a Bengals fan is Joe Mixon still looking like a butt. Like a big part of what made them so successful last year is Joe Mixon was that averaging 5 yards a carry. This boy's averaging like 3.4. He's still not figuring it out. They're giving him opportunities. He's getting 16 to 20 carries a game. So they got to figure out the running game, because at the end of the day, that 2 deep safety thing does generally work on Cincinnati. Yes, they exploded this game. Yes, these 3 wide receivers are aiming for 1,000 yards each. It's very possible they'll do that. That'd be the 4th time in NFL history. This team can get that done. But if Joe Mixon doesn't get it going, they have the 3rd hardest schedule remaining this season. So even though they're a great team, they're going to have a hard schedule. They're going to have to prove it. So this was a great win because the Falcons also had a lot going well. And this was a game I wanted to see. I was a little disappointed that it ended up being a little so lopsided. But, the Falcons can come back. They've been playing great. And the Bengals had a great game. Sometimes you're going to have a game like this and the other team, there's really no answer. If the quarterback's going to go like 80% and just chuck it for 500 yards, how do you lose?
The Falcons were down by 3 touchdowns with about 2 minutes left in that first half, and then all of a sudden we're down 11 going into half. We scored a touchdown, then got the ball back, got a field goal within the last minute and a half of the first half to get it down to 11. So the Falcons are figuring it out as they go. Like I said, they're starting to lean into what they are in their identity. I do want to see Ritter, but Ritter. I'm sorry. Well, I do want to see.
No, you said it right. I'm just saying Ritter.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get him.
But
Ritter, I don't even know her.
When we're fighting so much to get first place, especially on a division with a playoff spot on the line, I get where they're trying to go with the veteran, because Mariota has won this before. He knows what's coming. Ritter's the freshman. I do think that OJT learning behind someone is very important. Mahomes did it his first year behind Alex Smith. Aaron Rodgers did it behind Brett Favre for years. Not everybody can just come in and do it, and I feel like they have a game plan for him and they're following.
Fair enough, man. All I can say is I feel like Ritter is just as good as Pickett, and Pickett's getting that opportunity. I would love to see Ritter get it. But Marcus Mariota is a dog. A lot of people underrate that guy. He's not like the best, but he's a perfect kind of guy to galvanize his team. He's very mobile. I've always enjoyed watching that, especially in Tennessee. And it kind of goes perfectly with what you're talking about, this rushing team. Atlanta's a fun team. Like I said, I hope they bounce back. I hope they don't take this, drubbing to heart. It was just one of those games where if Joe Burrow is going to shoot lasers like that, what are you going to do, honestly? What are you going to do? It is what it is.
Heck yeah. Well, that is it for our first half. We're going to come back and finish off the games from this week. Let us know in the comments below or on the review section for you audio people out there what you think of all these games we talked about so far. Don't go anywhere. The Wire Sports Podcast is coming right back. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Wire Sports Podcast. It is you saw all the ads there. Just go do the thing, okay? Follow our shows and show us some love. The link's in the description. We're back with our pass play or one shot. Cowboys and the Lions, fellas. Cowboys 24-6. You guys want to pass it? You want to play it, or you want a one shot?
We can one shot if you want to.
Yeah, one shot.
I just want to say one thing. Dak Prescott better figure his life out, because that score is not indicative of what that game was at all. And it really looks like what's his name? What's the backup his name?
Cooper Rush.
It really looks like Cooper Rush knows what to do with that team way more than Dak Prescott does, but they're paying Dak Prescott the crazy amount of money that they're paying him. I feel like, especially with this team, I don't feel like it's really that difficult the defense is playing amazingly, and you just don't fuck it up. Basically, is what you need to do. CeeDee Lamb needs to figure out his life, because if he keeps playing the way he's playing, he's gonna find himself being traded around the league and then out of it fast. His one job is to catch the ball. He can't catch. It's a problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have 2 easy games coming up. He needed to win this game, or he's going to be in this, it looks like this Mac Jones situation where they're going to be calling for Cooper Rush.
All right, who wants it next?
I'll go. Go ahead, Sahe.
I'll just say this. I feel like looking at the stats of the game, they played it pretty well. This is how you went. Dak Prescott, 19 to 25. He didn't throw any interceptions, had a touchdown. That's game manager stuff. That's what's going to win games. And they ran the ball 32 times for 139 yards. That's good play calling right there. It does. I don't think it has to look. This is when I play the game. This is how you would want. Tony Pollard had 12 carries. Ezekiel Elliott had 15. They're getting those guys involved, helping Dak Prescott out. I feel like when you're in the playoffs, that's the kind of numbers that you need to playoff games. You gotta be able to run the ball and not turn the ball over. They were even down 6-3. If that was my Buccaneers, Tom Brady would have had 40 passing attempts that game. So I feel like the Dallas coaches are doing a good job. And Detroit tried to do the same thing, but they're just not executing. I'm not seeing the score, but I bet they went for it on 4th down a bunch of times. I'll let Richie go.
No, Williams actually had a fumble at the goal line, which is I think that was it was his first fumble of his career, actually. And it just so happened that it went right to what's his number 54? What's his name? Dude from Ole Miss. I can't remember his name right now, but it rolled right to him and he picked it up. And they had a couple of sacks on goal line stays, but like I said, the defense is playing amazingly. The offense is just needs to, like you said, not turn the ball over. And I know what the numbers say, but the game didn't play out the way those numbers are saying, really. It was pretty sloppy, but they did get it done. They could have lost just as easily as they won.
Richie, what do you think about the Cowboys and the Lions?
I'll say this was very cowardice of Dak Prescott. And not the game plan. That's not his choice. But he chose this game to come back. He chose the worst defense in the league to come back. And then he basically played game manager. It's a very, I'm with Sahe in the sense of you trying to get a W. There's nothing wrong with exploiting a defense's weakness. But this was the opportunity to, and again, to Trey's point, this was a closer game than truly these numbers look. But, this was time of possession, rushing the ball. They were just doing whatever they could to not lose. And even though the score looks so big, they should have crushed this team. This team is the worst defensive team in the last 25 years. And they only put up these points. And when you dominate that while rushing, and Dak has, an accurate game, it should have been better. CeeDee Lamb's a bum. I'm calling it now. He reminds me of Chase Claypool. They're like these offensive talents. You look at their size, you look at their speed, but they have butterfingers and they can't catch the ball. And it doesn't matter how athletic and how tall and how fast you are. If you can't catch the ball as a wide receiver, you're out of here. And we'll talk about Chase later, I'm sure, but the same concept. And, for Amon-Ra St. Brown, we've been praising Sun God, 4 yards. You guys got to do better. You were the number one offense, for 4 weeks, and now you look like garbage. And for Dallas, their defense is fantastic, and their offense did what they needed to do to win, but I'm not impressed, and Dak needs to step it up. This was a Trent Dilfer-like game, and that's disappointing to say because he's significantly a better player than that. This was not a game that I enjoyed watching. I think it was very average and pedestrian. So.
All right.
Yeah, and the Lions did turn it over 5 times. 3 lost fumbles.
And they still didn't score 30 points.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I know what the numbers say that they just managed the game. They didn't have any turnovers. It was great, but if he would have fumbled the ball at the goal line, then the score would have been what? They would have been up by 3, and Dallas would have been having to come back with about 15 minutes left in the fourth quarter. But it was that close of a game, really.
Wow.
Next up, we've got the Giants and the Jaguars. Giants took this one 23-17. You guys want to pass that one, play it, or one shot?
We can one shot it. The Giants, the Giants are doing everything right. The coaching is the coach. Dayball is coach of the year right now between him and
for sure.
Yep. They're not even. I don't even think they're handcuffing Daniel Jones. I feel like he is what he is, and he's actually like, instead of breaking down, he's being resilient and he's just playing his game. Saquon Barkley is Penn State Saquon Barkley. He juked behind the backfield. I think there was one play where he like juked like 4 Jaguars players behind the back. He was like, oop, 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 and then found 6 yards down the field. Like it's ridiculous. They play stiff D. Their line is blocking, and they're a tough team to beat. The NFC East is looking like world beaters. Like they're gonna have 3 teams in the playoffs.
They might very well. I'll say this. I want to echo you, but I also want to highlight Daniel Jones. I think, this. We were talking about this kid being a bust over and over and over. It's just like, and how good Daboll's been at understanding. This is a kid who's going to do what Dak Prescott had a poor game on, and that's like his highlight. But he's also capable of running. He had 200 passing yards, 100 rushing yards. Like, they are using him effectively. Like, this is what we talk about Justin Fields. Like, oh my God, if you would play call for him, maybe he could do some things. Well, this is what happens when you play call for your quarterback. This is understanding what your quarterback's capable of. And they're using Daniel Jones very effective. And, this isn't an anomaly, him getting 100 rushing yards. This kid is very athletic. This dude has been putting up like 50 yards a game rushing. Yeah. And that's what this kid is. He's not going to be a 300-yard passer, but he's certainly going to get 50 yards. And we don't know about sustainability in his career, but this is how you use Daniel Jones, and he's going from complete bust to a 6-1 quarterback right now. So it's good to see. And, I think he's being utilized properly. And this Giants team is formidable, especially when you look at their talent, not necessarily the same level, but this coaching is phenomenal. And this team is playing on fire. It's great.
Great situational football. Great.
Sahe?
Yeah, this was a great game to watch, especially looking at the stats and you see it and you see what the game came down to. I've always said Daniel Jones was a guy. Even when everybody else was down on him, I believed in Daniel Jones, and he's proven it right there. He's a big guy. He could throw it and he could run the ball. 100 yards rushing. Come on, that's what you need in today's NFL. You're going to have to, because the NFL right now is invested in guys like Von Miller, Joey Bosa, TJ Watt to come and destroy these guys. And if you're a statue back there, i.e. Tom Brady, where they could just, send guys at you fast and drop everybody in coverage, they don't have to blitz you. It's gonna be long day for you. Now they can't blitz willy-nilly Daniel Jones. So when they do, he's gonna make you pay. He was a young guy, he didn't understand things like that. So now the game's slowing down for him, and he's putting it together. But on the flip side, why I say this game is fun, because it could have went either way. Trevor Lawrence is playing well. ETN, he's playing well as well. But this game came down to, again, turnovers. The Jaguars turned it over one time, and they lost the game by 6 points. So less than a possession, that's the NFL.
Yeah, they're making fun of ETN being in the first round, and he's starting to put it together. So
there you go. Next up is the Packers and the Washington Commanders. This one was locked.
I don't want to talk about this.
23-21 Washington. Everybody else passing on this?
Oh no, man.
I mean, we can one shot it. I mean,
Does everybody?
can pass
We
it.
have
We can
a
pass.
2 out of.
Are they worth oxygen? Come on, guys. Either of these teams.
We could pass. I mean, who's Washington's quarterback? Heineke?
Yeah, Taylor Heineke or whatever. And that's not even the point. 12 rushes combined for Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon. Enough said. Like, let's move on to the next.
Yeah.
We've been saying the same thing for the past 3 weeks. I don't know.
That's like a common theme, though. If you got guys at running back, give them the ball. I think we might talk about another team that was the same way.
All right. Well, let's take a look at this. This might not be the same that Sahe was talking about, but Tennessee and Indianapolis. Titans came out 19-10.
Get your violins, guys. Matt Ryan is benched. This boy.
Yeah, this is the exact game.
Atlanta knew
we
when
could
to let him
definitely
go.
one-shot it.
They did. And they let him go to where he wanted to go. So
And they gave him his respect. He wanted to go there. They put him exactly where he wanted, and it didn't matter. This guy, this is old Yeller being put out to pasture. He's done.
I disagree. The reason why I disagree is because Matt Ryan's an old quarterback. He's not a young guy. He threw the ball 44 times.
and
He
how many
threw
times
the
he
ball
get picked?
44 times. Okay, you throw the ball 44 times and try not to get picked
No,
off.
no, it was
Look at Tom Brady. Tom
not
Brady
just
had one
that.
interception all year, and he throws
Matt
the ball 40 times a
Ryan
game.
That Tom
Matt Ryan
Brady
has
is
these
different.
games.
Because
How's he different?
Tom
They're
Brady-
both 40 years old, and they're ancient.
Tom Brady is dinking and dunking. I'm pretty sure Matt Ryan is trying to make plays out there.
No,
He
he's
had-
thinking of Duncan, brother.
They're all
He's-
trying to
really-
win plays. They're trying to win.
He doesn't have. He's a noodle. He's a noodle. It's so hard for him to throw. He reminds me of Ben Roethlisberger at the end. He can't throw the ball more than like 10 yards, man. His arm is shot. It reminded me of like Cam Newton in New England. Like it just something's wrong with his shoulder. He just can't. Or like Drew Brees, same thing. Like all these guys have shoulder injuries, and it just doesn't look right. It's sad because this Colts team, you know, like Jonathan Taylor, they're wasting his talent. The moment Andrew Luck retired, this team was cursed, and they refused to draft a quarterback, and that's why they're struggling. They deserve this. It is what it is.
Dak Prescott threw the ball 25 times. All right. They ran the ball 32 times. The Colts only gave Jonathan Taylor 10 rushes. He had 58 yards. Opposite of that, Derrick Henry had 30 carries himself. All right. He had 30 carries. Derrick Henry for 128 yards. That's not a great yards per carry average, but hey, we're going to stick to the run. And when you stick to the run, things like that are going to happen. You might not have a big run 1 through 10, but maybe on the 12th run, maybe on the 15th run, maybe on the 18th run, you gap them and you go and you hit it for something big. It's you got to stay consistent that way. Running the ball 10 times with your best player is not going to get it done. Okay, he's going to get, people are going to expect him to get the ball at least those 10 times, but you got to disguise it, make it look different, make them think, maybe give it to him on the 3rd and 12. Defense thought you were passing. Now your best player's got the ball and he's up the sideline for 45 yards. You know, things like that happen in football. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what a lot of these coaches are thinking. I need a coaching job. Somebody hit me up. If I had Jonathan Taylor, he'd be running the ball 27 times a game.
I smell a hashtag coming. Hashtag Coach Sahe, send it around.
Yeah.
I agree with
Sahe's
Sahe.
point. Yeah, Sahe's point. They need to run the ball. I mean, his longest run was for 14 yards. So he only had 10 carries for 50 yards. That's 5.8. If you take the 14 yards, he still ran for 4.4. Derrick Henry ran for 4.8, I think, 4.7. So 10 times with Jonathan Taylor. And last year he was a top rusher last year.
Top rusher.
Yeah.
Top
He was a
rusher.
top rusher
Yeah, he
last
was
year.
top.
The fact that he only got the ball 10 times is a travesty. I don't even know. Like, Sahe's probably got the most football experience here. I think we can all figure out that Jonathan Taylor needs to get the ball more than 10 times in the game.
I mean,
If
Green Bay, Cleveland
Lock them
disagree.
coaches up.
I mean, football is not rocket science. You have running backs
It's
that can
not.
rush the ball, run the ball. You control the clock. You keep your defense off the field. and you reduce your turnovers. It's not a hard game. Yeah. And Matt Ryan, when Matt Ryan throws the ball a lot, I get worried. I've had him for years in Atlanta. Matt Ryan will throw you the football. Absolutely. And it's not even like there are picks where it's the receiver's fault. He'll throw it to the defense. He threw it to the defense 2 picks in a row. That's just, you're right, Sahe.
I mean, Ole Yeller's out, man. That he's benched for the whole year.
Richie, did you have another point on that?
No. I'm just, they scapegoated Matt Ryan. They focused too much on him for no reason, quite frankly. He didn't deserve it over Jonathan Taylor's MVP-like performance last year. And now they're going to try to correct the ship, but it's too late. They're 2-5, I believe. They have no chance.
No, they're 3-3-1. There's no
they're
reason
3-3?
Matt Ryan. They're 3-3-1. So they got a tie. That's going to put them.
My bad. I apologize. They should have definitely. No. Well, no, I still think you bench Matt Ryan and you just put it on Jonathan Taylor because Matt Ryan's not it. This man is 47, going on 70.
You don't need to bench Matt Ryan. He can play. You just the fact that Jonathan Taylor only got 10 carries is the problem with this offense.
Yeah.
And that's coaching.
Guys, Matt Ryan has had 17 turnovers, okay? Matt Ryan needs to be benched. You guys are giving him way too much. 17 turnovers, okay? 17. The only guy who's competing with him is Carson Wentz, who everyone says is one of the worst quarterbacks in the league.
Wentz, I'm mad that you brought him up in this conversation. You don't speak his name. He does not deserve to be talked about.
Just saying, at this point, was leading the Colts better.
At this point in the season, Jonathan Taylor has 91 rushing attempts. He should be at least 150 halfway through the season.
I agree.
That's going to take at least half of them 17 turnovers.
Coaching. That's the coach's fault too.
It's on coaching. I'm not blaming Matt Ryan for the interceptions.
He's trying to figure out a way to keep his job, and what he doesn't realize is the best way to keep his job is to keep feeding the beast. Feed him.
Yeah, if he get hurt, he get hurt. If we trying to win game.
And then that'll be your excuse.
All right, let's keep it rolling. We're running out of time here. We got the Texans and the Raiders. Raiders came out on top 38-20. You want a pass, play, or one shot, and a true one shot this round. I love the combo.
I say pass. This was a domination. Who cares? Josh Jacobs did great.
Sure.
All right. The Jets Jets beat the Broncos 16-9. You guys want a pass, play, or one shot that one?
We could do a true one shot.
True one shot.
The Jets need Bryce Hall, and I really hope that this knee injury is not as bad as what they're saying it is.
It is. He tore his ACL. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
Oh, it's bad? I didn't see
it's
that.
A wrap.
Okay. That's their season.
All I got to say is Sauce Gardner. Keep it up. Love it.
Yeah, the Jets just traded for a running back who's pretty good, but it's over for the Jets.
Yeah.
It is over.
That's brutal. He's their offense.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on along here, we had the Chiefs playing the 49ers. Chiefs came out 44-23. You guys want to pass this, play it, or one shot?
I'd say at least one shot.
We can one shot it.
We talked about Christian McCaffrey last week, so I think we should always give him a call out.
Once he learns the offense, then this team will be better.
Here's my one shot pass.
Here's what I'll briefly say. He was averaging he got 60 yards on 6 carries. He has the opportunity to do well. Trey spoke about his skill set, so I'm not getting into that. The question is he worth a second, third, fourth, and fifth, knowing that the 49ers don't have a first now. So next year they have no draft for Christian McCaffrey, who they have to try to re-sign next year. We'll see how that goes. But having said that, the Chiefs had a great game. Get on them.
What are you going to do?
Sahe just doesn't want to praise the Chiefs. I think is what's going on here. I still remember.
I'm just looking out for the time in our show. You know.
Oh no.
Yep.
I got you.
Well, we zipped through a few there, so now you guys have to talk about. No, I'm just kidding. The Seahawks and the Chargers. Seattle got this win 37-23. You guys want to pass that, play it, or one shot?
I low-key want to play it.
Okay. Well, we can one shot / play it. Let's just get going then. Let's just get going.
Geno Smith. My guy Geno Smith looking real good, real nice, real sweet in the pocket. I don't know what everybody thought about Geno Smith, but he's having a second coming. I don't know anybody that went from being a bust to a backup to my man is playing top 5 football. To be honest, I feel like he could be in consideration for top 5 quarterback, and it looks like Russell Wilson was being saved by Pete Carroll at this point. And that's just my opinion right now.
I mean, here's what I'll say. I feel like Geno Smith just stuck all of Russell Wilson's skill out of him, and Russell left, and he just kept it for himself. Kenneth Walker had a phenomenal game this game. That was, I don't want to say coming out party, but we've been talking about running the ball. That's how you run the ball. I think he had like 25 carries, something like that. It was a very dominant performance by him. I was shocked to see how much they just kept going and going and going. That's how you do it. When you have an effective running game, keep it going. Geno played what he needed to do, 20-27. I'm looking at those numbers. Very accurate, consistent running. Pete Carroll clearly schemed around Russ a little bit, and Russ's athleticism has dropped. But a great game by the Seahawks, and who would have thought the Seahawks, who could be potentially having the first pick of the draft, also could be winning the division that we didn't expect them to be winning it with the 49ers and the Rams. Like, what is going in Arizona? Go Pete Carroll. He's kind of showing you know what? I am not the scrub Seattle fans have been claiming he's been. This has been a great season for them. I'm very pleasantly surprised. It's been cool to watch.
All right, Sahe?
Russell Wilson had about 10% of the success that Tom Brady had, but he acts like Tom Brady is where Tom Brady is now. He's above reproach, and this is showing that Russell Wilson was the problem in Seattle. Mm-hmm. He stinks in Denver, and Pete Carroll is like, all right, we got that muff out the room. Let's go to work. And Pete Carroll is showing them why he's one of the most brilliant minds in NFL football. Should be up there with the likes of, Bill Belichick, and Mike Tomlin, and these top coaches, Sean McVay. So yeah, that's it.
I couldn't get unmuted there. All right. So moving on now to Pittsburgh and Miami. Miami gets this win 16-10. You guys want to pass it, play it, or one shot? I remember hearing Chase's name.
We can one shot it.
Yeah, we can one shot it.
This was an ugly game. It's almost not worth talking about, but I'll talk about it for the sake of talking about it. Kenny Pickett, that interception at the end of the game was a little disappointing. But that's him being a rookie. That's him making mistakes, and that's why he's in there now. It's to learn from them. So, you can't hold it against him. He's literally a rookie. I'm just more disappointed at this point between Chase Claypool, Deontay Johnson, and Pickens. It's like they've been talking about give us these go routes, and Chase was complaining about it, and then he trips on the go route, and that's why one of these 3 interceptions from Pickett was literally because Chase Claypool fell on his face. It was really funny. I was hearing about Chase Claypool was going to be traded in Green Bay, which they always talk about trading for a wide receiver. Ain't nobody trading for Chase Claypool. Get out of here. You know what I mean? He's just not worth the risk. He doesn't his athleticism and his talent does not meet. He doesn't focus during the game. He makes all these mental errors, and that's why he's not successful. It's not because of his talent. And this boy is killing me. Now, this is a game that Tua wasn't doing great. Miami was looking great at the beginning of the season. They should have demolished Pittsburgh, and that's not what we saw. But these wide receivers have been begging for downfield throws, which Trubisky wasn't giving. Kenny Pickett's trying. They need to show their excellence, because this is an excellent wide receiver core. This is like Cincinnati Bengals light. They're not as good, but they're pretty close, and they could be there very quickly. They're just young. But when you beg for all of these opportunities and then you just choke, it's your own fault. And it's disappointing to watch for Pittsburgh. Another thing I'd like to shout out for Pittsburgh is TJ Watt. They've been first in sacks. TJ Watt's out, dead last in sacks.
I miss him.
Yeah. Pittsburgh's going to be all right. And on the flip side, the Dolphins, Tua didn't turn the ball over, and he didn't get sacked. He survived the game clean, and I hope he could do that for the rest of the season. My friend was over here, and he was like, "Man, I'm scared for him. I hope he don't play." But he proved everybody wrong. There was a doctor saying he should never play again, and he's out there doing his thing.
If there's actually a doctor that says he shouldn't play again, if I was him, I'd definitely look into that. This is a very dangerous game for him to be juggling like that. But what I will say is, so your Chase Claypool, he's got 5 receptions. He got 8 targets. He's supposed to be the number 1 receiver. Am I right on that?
Well, remember, he said he was top 3 in the league.
Okay, yeah.
Whoa.
The rookie from Georgia got 6 targets for 6 receptions. Vermouth got 9 targets for 8 receptions. How many drops did Chase Claypool have? 3?
I think it was 3.
3?
In one game. And he tripped.
I mean,
He still doing an interception.
he's got the Antonio Brown syndrome without the talent.
Without the talent.
Like, honestly, he makes all this noise, he runs his mouth, and he doesn't perform. He needs to figure that out. He's gonna wind up like my guy CeeDee Lamb out of the league. Najee Harris, I need him to do better. 17 carries for 65 yards. His longest one was 16, so if you take that away, I mean, he averaged 3.8 yards a carry. That's not going to
that's not going to get it done.
That's not going to get it done either. Yeah, I don't know. The Steelers are going to be fine because they're going to be at least 500, but, you know.
But is that what we want to hear? Like, over and over and over for Pittsburgh, they're going to be fine. They're going to be 500. That's what we've been hearing, year after year after year after year.
Yeah, I'm saying they're going to be fine for next year.
They have to figure out the quarterback situation. They honestly, I think Pickens is going to be...
Pickens is their stud.
Pickens is going to be a stud. I mean...
He's a stud. He's their best wide receiver already.
Oh, Pickett, the quarterback.
Pickett, sorry.
Yeah, Pickett, sorry. Kenny Pickett, they're gonna have to ride this wave until they can figure out his game and then let him go. But right now, for this year, maybe next year, they're gonna be where they are, which is gonna be like middle of the pack.
Yeah, in the future, away teams, Pittsburgh's playing, they're going to be having signs for the defense. Pickett with Pickens. Pickett with Pickett. They shoot. 3 interceptions.
He was 32 of 44.
3 picks.
With 257 for 257. He averaged 5.8 yards per throw.
We need something. I think just enough time for probably just a short on it. Chase Claypool, flash in the pan. That's all I'm going to say. I think he had that one really killer end to a season. And then... Yeah,
it's rookie season, which, again, everyone can have a good rookie season, but can you back it up when people know you're good?
Yeah, absolute flash in the pan. All right, so we can't really full on one shot it, but the Bears and the Patriots playing as we record. Bears are now up 26-14. They've got a quarter left to play. You guys have any a quick statement on that? We have to go. We got about 5 minutes.
Yeah, Zappy looks like he's about to start for the rest of the season.
I agree.
Yeah, and I love watching Justin Fields play. That dude's a baller.
He tries his damnedest. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
What's his upside?
83 yards so far rushing.
It's like they listen to us. He's rushing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you think his ceiling will be Jalen Hurts?
Maybe better.
Right now, Jalen's looking pretty good, so that's a hard thing to comment on.
Jalen has the way.
Jalen hasn't even gotten.
Got the way better team and better coach. He's got the better situation. Justin Fields in Philadelphia right now, they might be undefeated too.
You think so?
Justin Fields a way better talent.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I don't know about that. I've always had an issue with Justin, even when he was at Georgia. I've always had an issue with Justin Fields throwing. He doesn't. I don't feel like he can zip a ball. Everything is lofty for me. I've always had an issue with him, which is why it was.
He's got touch.
No, but you can't touch everything. Like you have.
Sometimes you gotta force it. Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta force stuff. He didn't have that, which is right now why I'm like, it's astonishing to me that he got chosen over. They took him over Joe Burrow in Ohio State. Like that was just a wrong choice.
I mean, here's what I'll say: can he be better than Jalen Hurts? It's still early because we're still watching Jalen improve as well.
Well, we've seen Jalen improve every year.
Well, right. Here's what I'll say is I don't think he'll ever be able to run like Jalen Hurts. So he better be able to outthrow Jalen Hurts. And we'll have to see if that happens because he's certainly not going to be able to put on 40 pounds and run that ball like Jalen Hurts can run that ball. There's no comparison there. So, if Justin can get the passing going, great. But right now, they're doing what they need to do with him, which is run that ball. And they're starting to get successful with it. And it's opening up his opportunities. And, that's what this kid needs is he needs to be able to play his game. His game is not like a 3-step drop and chuck it. No. Or a 5-step or a shotgun. This kid needs some play actions. This kid needs some quarterback bootlegs and just take off. And he can do that. And, that's what we're seeing. I'm a little surprised Belichick's letting it happen. We've always talked about he's a master schemer. You would think he would keep some spies on the edge and not let Justin do this. But, kudos to Chicago. I hope they can keep it up. I want to see Fields. I'm not a hater. I do want to see him do well. I just think this coaching staff is inept, but they're having a good game.
Heck yeah. Well, folks, let us know what you think in the comments below. Thank you again for joining us every Wednesday. We're going to go away for just a couple of weeks because just a week. You'll see us in a couple of weeks. Math. We're going to take the Halloween off. So be safe and be smart and, take a look at your candy before you eat it. I don't know. That might be not.
Do people still do that?
Yeah, I'm putting razor blades in Reese's right now.
He's been doing it the whole show. You've been wondering what that motion over there is. This is shoving the blade into the Reese. That's what that is. So check out all the shows here on H2G Radio. We've got this show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every Friday, there's new episodes of Free Mess on Fridays with Trey and Sahe and a whole host of amazing people over there. And then, of course, we've got True Crime for the Innocent Mind going strong through the October season. I heard a little birdie telling me that Boss Dog Podcast is going to be revamped pretty soon for a second season. And don't forget about Actors Breakdown on Sundays. That's all of the shows. If you want to get involved, please let us know in the comments, or you can email us at justosbestlive@gmail.com. And have a good week. Okay?
Yeah, and enjoy your Halloween, everybody.
Yeah, be safe.